Good morning, good afternoon. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. A wonderful day in the neighborhood. Wait for some people to jump on. Waiting for some folks to jump on. How are you today? You know, some mornings just have that extra hustle, extra moving parts. My son's upstairs doing a presentation for his ninth grade class. My other son is submitting his engineering assignment. My daughter's doing a presentation with her thing, and Tasha's on a Zoom call. So, yeah, we grind here. And I know you guys are grinding too. And that's what makes Daily Bread Drive-Thru so special because, we are all making the sacrifices to grow together. So praise God. Good seeing everybody. I'm gonna unplug this bad boy. Here we go. All right. Oh, everyone's jumping on. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's set this up. If you saw what I was leaning this against right now, you would laugh. Everything is unconventional, conventionally unconventional in my library office, which has become a studio for Daily Bread Drive-Thru. We've now reached, 178 episodes, right? Yeah, good morning to you guys. And look, seeing you guys jump on and just want to get in the word, it encourages me so much. I mean, and even when it's like, okay, some days, like Sunday night, we were at church until 11:30 p.m. So for me, that was literally a 17/18 hour workday. Counseling, preaching all day and then counseling, scores of young adults into the wee hours. That taxes you, but come Monday morning, as zapped as I'll be, it's like, yo, I got to get with my community. I got to get with my family. So just like getting home and getting around my blood family, gives me life. You guys give me life, and I'm trusting you guys feel the same way because we've journeyed 178 episodes together, and I remember, months ago, I was like, well, this is phenomenal, but when people get back to work, in whatever that means, probably last summer I was thinking that this Daily Bread Drive-Thru is beyond what I ever imagined. But when people get back to work, I'm sure numbers will drop and what have you. Numbers have not been dropping at all, Matter of fact, someone just sent me an email that just received Christ as Lord and Savior from watching the teachings and just reached out. Hey, I'm a believer now from listening to the word. I want to get involved. People are writing from all different states. Just got an email from Cincinnati, another from the Carolinas. People are like, hey, we're part of the family. So this is what I'd like to do today, actually. Today is a special, special, special day. Pastor Sherman, how are you, brother? By the way, whenever you guys see Antioch Christian Fellowship, that's Pastor Sherman. So if you're ever wondering, hey, where's Pastor Sherman? That's him right there. My wife jumps on all the time as well. And I said, hey, sweetheart, holler. People want to know you're on. Just say, what's up. But she will be up in her office and then take a break and jump on as well. But if you know my wife, she's reserved. Not shy, just reserved. So I said, hey, sweetheart, holler. They want to hear from you. Yeah, Gary, how are you, my brother? God bless you and your heart for the Philippines. God bless you, my brother. Brother Gary, great brother. So today is actually an interesting day because today is the big announcement for my book. Today is the announcement. People have been grabbing it. It's been out for a couple of weeks on Amazon. It is in paperback, it is in hardcover, it's on Kindle, and it's on Audible as an audio book, and it's on Apple Music as well. And I actually did the narration where I flew out to the publisher, out to the West Coast, did it in the studio myself. When I did the last 2 pages, I was weeping. And I told the sound engineers to leave that in, as they then send it off to be professionally scrubbed and edited, and then has to be approved by Apple Music. But I said, leave the sobbing in. And they were like, oh, no, we were going to. So the journey moved me so deeply that when I reached the end of my own story, just seeing just the goodness of God, I'm weeping, you know what I mean, at the end. So you'll hear it as you're listening to it. So please grab it. But this is where I could use your help today. You know, Daily Bread Drive Through became what it was. We think of how many people it's touched, how we have grown as a family, how we've come to know more and more people as a family. Non-believers have given their lives to the Lord. It's not just the teaching, it's you guys and how you have been pushing Daily Bread Drive Through. So I'd like to ask something special of each of you, just a favor to help move along this book. If each of you can go to my Facebook page, not the church Facebook page, but Aaron Campbell. And if you type in Aaron Campbell Philadelphia, I'll come up because there's other Aaron Campbells on Facebook. If you guys can please go to my page. I have just done a write-up announcing the big release. If you guys can comment, and then share it. There's basically, it has to be that trifecta because Amazon works on algorithms. And if something's getting liked, if something's getting commented on and then shared, then it starts putting it at the top of everybody's feed. So if you guys could all please just take a moment now, if you're watching the drive-through, you know, just make a point, please, you know, because we really want this to come out like a blitz, you know, and honestly, what we can do together as the family of God is even just as powerful as any marketing launch. You know, there's a lot of people that watch this. So if you guys can go to my page, Aaron Campbell Philadelphia, because there's more than one Aaron Campbell on Facebook, go to my Facebook page, like my announcement about Eyes That Seen Plenty, comment on it, whether you just say, oh, can't wait, or whatever you want to say. If you've read it already, you can, you know, some people have already written reviews, and then share it. So it's like, comment in the box below my announcement, and then share it to your page. So basically, you know, this is a story, and it's a story, it says, Eyes That Seen Plenty, a memoir on race, class, culture, and redemption. I never would have imagined. I rewrote it. So the book 9 years ago, actually, this is a different book. So if you read it 9 years ago, you want to read this again, it is a different story. I've matured. I rewrote every sentence. If a sentence remained, it's because I scrutinized it and realized it needed to stay. It's been rewritten with a greater emphasis on race, class, culture, and redemption. The gospel message at the end is so powerful, really laying out how it's undeniable to see our beautiful Lord as Messiah and as Savior, coming from someone who once hated the Lord, hated the Bible, and it walks you through all of that. So basically, for those who don't know, this is a book you want to give to your non-believer friend, your seeker friend, even the skeptic. Muslims have given their life to the Lord from reading this book. Hindus have given their life to the Lord from reading this book. It was already used in the curriculum at the University of Pennsylvania 9 years ago. It was used in the curriculum at Cairn University 9 years ago, which is formerly Philadelphia Biblical University. In fact, I just got a phone call from them last week. They are using this expanded edition as a required textbook in 2 of their master's program curricula. So this is already being used as required text, and it's just only really been out for a couple weeks. But this is a journey of it's a coming of age of someone really walking through, as a biracial person, walking through different conflicting worlds, searching for identity, searching for meaning, searching for manhood. And it's a sociological, philosophical journey. It's not written from the perspective of a believer, meaning it's not written where it's like, well, I hated God, but I didn't yet know God loved me. That would be written from a Christian perspective. It's written, what I'm feeling is what you get. So when I am not feeling God, when I think God is a waste of time, you're getting that. It captures me going while navigating, you know, we're really starting in the private school prep world to the inner city neighborhood where crack cocaine just came out, where all my best friends became crack dealers, to me going to an Ivy League school and then being adopted into this crime family of loan sharks in Midtown Manhattan. It's while I'm navigating all of these different worlds, I'm really searching for the summum bonum, or the greatest good. You know, what is life about? And after really succeeding in the Ivy League and succeeding on the streets with one of the biggest loan sharks, really, as my dad. If you kind of saw the Goodfellas movie, I'm the narrator. If you saw A Bronx Tale, I would be, you know, the young guy who's following and adopted by the big guy on the corner. If you saw A Bronx Tale with Robert De Niro, it's a very similar relationship. Once I succeeded in both of those worlds, but was still so empty, I realized that my answer for meaning and manhood and identity had to be found in a philosophical place. So then the book captures me going through 7 different worldviews. I walked through Hinduism, well, really Buddhism. I walked through Buddhism. I walked through ancient Egyptian polytheism. I walked through Taoism. I walked through New Age. I walked through native mysticism and Carlos Castaneda and Vision Quest and spirit guides. I walked through the occult and tarot cards and black magic. All necromancy. It walks you through all of these things as my life is getting crazier and crazier. And then it shows how God rescued me, really when I hated him, even when I would rip out Bible pages to roll joints with. So it's just a great story for all. Everyone will see someone in the story they relate to. Whether it's the prep, whether it's the thug, the gangster, whoever it is, you know, it's a big tribute to just single moms, to my mom. It's a great story of just honoring my dad, even though my parents are divorced, just continuing to just have a beautiful thing with both of them. And it's a tribute to dads in divorced situations. It's a tribute to single moms, sacrificing everything. So you will find yourself in it. But most of all, you know, it's a conversation, right? The key thing today in this information age is joining the conversation, right? Well, the biggest conversations that need to be had in this country, right, is race, it's class, it's culture. People want to have conversations, but it's like, well, where's a safe place for me to share how I feel? And if I share how I feel, is the other person going to hear me? And I have questions too, or I have something to say. Well, the beauty about reading a memoir, the beauty about reading a book is it's a conversation on paper. It allows you, people say, I want to hear something from the other side, but it's got to be someone I could trust. It's got to be someone who I know is being authentic when they speak. And how do you find that? And how do you cultivate that? We love books because a book, if properly executed, is a conversation on paper. It allows you to go into a world that perhaps isn't yours. And if the world is yours, it allows you to maybe articulate things that you feel but can't articulate. So books are really conversations on paper. So we want to read and engage really a book like this because by God's grace alone, it allows us to enter the conversation. Maybe in your own walk and journey and your own circles, you just want to articulate certain things. And, you know, and that's what, you know, there's a saying, it's hard for the writer to make it easy for the reader. The writer breaks his back to sit. Sometimes you spend an hour thinking of the right adjective or the right sentence. It's hard for the writer, so it could be easy for the reader. So this book is offered as a gift to the ongoing conversation about race, class, culture, redemption, the meaning of life, worldviews, and why is Christ alone the truth amidst so many worldviews. This is an offering for that conversation, and it's to help people also articulate what they feel and to know how to verbalize what they have and where they stand. So yeah, if any of you just have any questions or anything, you know, I'd love to just, you know, answer them. But again, just want to share, if you guys can please go to, if anyone's come on late, go to my Facebook page. This is not the Antioch Christian Fellowship Facebook page. My personal Facebook page, which is Aaron Campbell. Please I just made an announcement about the book, available in paperback, hardcover, Kindle, and audiobook where I'm narrating it myself. Please go to my post on my Facebook page, and to help the algorithms, the same way you've done with Daily Bread Drive-Thru, except please like it first, comment in the box below, then share it to your own wall, and you could say whatever you want. Anything you want. I mean, it's your page. But if you could help in that way, it'd be great. The same way you guys are the reason why Daily Bread Drive-Thru has gone just all around the country by you using social media, is the same way. It would be awesome if you could just help out. And we can, really, because this is God's work. This is God's book. This is for God's glory. The book ends at his feet, not at it doesn't end with me patting myself on the back. It ends with my hands raised, kissing his feet. So this is really about just pushing the beauty of the gospel of Christ. There's a story that someone at Antioch was in jail on State Road in the Philadelphia prison system. He said that he was in the day room, and a guy came in the day room with the first printing of this book, held it up, and just began sharing how the book changed his life. And the person, Malik, said he wanted to say, "Yo, that's my uncle. That's like my dad." He said, but he didn't want the whole day room to be, "Oh, you lying, you don't know him." He said that would have got him real mad. He said, so he just sat back and smiled. But, the first edition did amazingly. Dr. Cornell West endorsed the book, so I gave him special thanks. Curtis Blow, my childhood hero, endorsed the book, so I gave him special thanks, and then many others. But we're going to do some IG Live readings. We have some special guests from some special places who are going to join and kind of do some verses. They've been doing the IG Live with the verses, you and a split screen with someone else. That's what DJs have been doing through the pandemic. We're going to do some verses and bring in some special guests that are going to really surprise and perhaps shock. And people are going to really enjoy as I do readings from specific eras and specific periods of hip hop, and then have people come in and give commentary. So we have some really amazing stuff going on that's going to happen on IG Live. So you can actually follow me on Instagram, which is pastor_Aaron_Antioch Philly, just so you can be following what's going on. So yeah, that's really it. A Q&A on the book, definitely. I've got an amazing publicist, amazing marketing team. So they bring in the tech stuff. Juma K, you know what I'm talking about. People like you, Juma K, you guys help people like me enter into the digital world, and utilize it to do things beyond and there's a way to do it, you know what I mean, with the hashtags and the way it's done. So it'll be done, Kevin, and it'll be done right. I will do readings. People have already requested. Will I come and do Zooms for book clubs? Will I come and share? Definitely. If anyone wants to set up a book club, I definitely will. Be honored to jump in and to share. I cover a lot of topics in there. Like I said, there's a saying, it's easy for the reader because it was hard for the writer. This is along with marriage and raising kids. This is and building a church. This is something I've put more into than I could put to words. It's one of the hardest things I've ever worked on. Not hardest things I've ever worked on. One of the things I've worked the hardest on. Let me say that correctly. But it was hard too, very hard. But prayed more. This drove me more to my knees. While we try to pray with everything we do, sometimes you look back and realize you didn't pray as much as you should have with something you did. This is something where I probably was on my knees more, literally getting on my knees throughout it, daily, more than any other thing I've done. I just always remember being on my knees as I wrote this. That I can say. Because, we all look back and be like, oh, I did it for the Lord, but I was so busy. I wish I prayed more. I did pray, but I wish I prayed more. This is something where I literally every day was driven to my knees. So this book was written with tears, with laughter, but it was literally written on my knees. I can say that for a fact, by God's grace. I'm looking forward to some great talks with race. I mean, that's something that the church really has got to get on the good foot and wake up on. conversations about race and outside of our own tribe. Call it, intertribal, because, denominations are tribes, circles within the church are tribes. There need to be some ongoing, it needs to become our lingua franca. It needs to become our habit to start having intertribal discussions on race and class in the church. We're supposed to be the forefront of all things. It's amazing. The church led the way in building hospitals, in libraries, in education. Harvard, started as a Christian university. Yale is a Christian university. The church led the way in that. But when it comes to race, the church is a light year behind the secular sociologists, the secular anthropologists, and what have you. We need to be at the forefront because we have the answer for the race issue. So a book like this is timely because this gets people thinking and first reading. And one thing is, the more we learn, the more we realize how much we don't know. So that's why I love learning. The more I learn, the more I realize how much I have to learn. A book like this is timely for the church to get them looking and even people that say, oh, I don't need to talk about race. I already know all I need to know about race. Then another experience comes along, another perspective comes along, and you read it. Wow, I have questions. It's time for some more conversation. So really looking forward to this book even being a catalyst for the church to begin having way past due conversations on race and class and culture, even culture as well. An academician, a famous, I guess he's a cultural anthropologist from the 1960s. For instance, define the word culture. How would you define it? You know what it is, but how would you define it, right? Define time, right? Some words are just so hard to define. You know what they are, but they're hard to define. Define culture. This academician from the 1960s came up with 164 different definitions on culture. 164 different academic definitions on culture, just showing how we need to even have so much more conversation just to understand culture. The church, Revelation 7 is a picture of heaven being people from all tribes and kindreds and tongues. Culture. Revelation chapter 21 and 22 talks about the New Jerusalem, and it says the kings of all the nations bring their glory into it. Even in heaven, there will be the redemption and the celebration of different cultures, it seems, right? So we need to also have a conversation on culture, and a story like this comes along and unpacks so many different cultures. You get the hip hop culture, the prep world culture, Jewish American culture, which was a lot of my private school prep experience, Ivy League culture, inner city culture, crack cocaine culture, the African American intellectual circle culture, if you will. There's so many different cultures that the book goes through, knocks down a lot of stereotypes, and allows us just to travel to different worlds. So I'm looking forward to people and sharing on this more. So there's going to be TikToks coming. I'm learning what that is. There's going to be readings. There's going to be Bible quotes I'll be sharing. There's going to be a whole fun movement. I'm really looking forward to it as well. There's a special surprise. I really want to tell you guys what we're going to do. Maybe I should. But we're going to do some IG lives. There's going to be readings. And we're going to really create like a kind of like Daily Bread drive-thru. We're going to create a show where there'll be readings that I will do. And then one of my best friends who actually, who I was out in the world with, we went to college together. He's a well-known producer, well-known DJ. He's done beats for G Unit, Wu-Tang, Jada. He actually is going to do DJ sets of the era that I just read from, as we have these IG lives with vinyl DJ sets. Can't wait for this, from the era I read. So if I'm reading of the disco era with my mom, if you guys remember when D-Nice was doing the DJ sets and we were all listening and reminiscing, he's going to do vinyl DJ sets. Big shouts to D-Nice, but I believe he was using the computer deal. Vinyl. My guy's going to do vinyl DJ sets. with a show we can't even imagine. We want to have chefs preparing food. We're going to make it like an experience. So like Daily Bread Drive-Thru has been an experience. We're going to make these readings an experience where you come, somebody, our buddy from wagwan.com, we've got a Caribbean chef. He's going to be hitting you with quick recipes in the beginning. Boom, then we do the reading, boom, then the DJ set with the music. It kind of make like a fun experience for us to have a night where we're reminiscing, thinking, revisiting, thinking forward, making parallels with the past and the present, and then unpacking culture, and then looking at everything, ultimately, with the biblical worldview. So we're gonna have some fun stuff in store, but you gotta follow me on IG for that. So oh wow, well yeah, my sister, praise God, you gave the book to someone. Yeah, Jim Smith, if you got something good to cook, brother, come on down, brother. You're a Philly boy. I know you got some stuff up your sleeve. But we're really, really, really looking forward to this. So yeah, so again, I'm not good at saying like, yo, do this. You know what I mean? I'd rather do for others, right? I'd rather just do for you. I'd rather cook at the church. But this is just that one time where I'm saying, hey, I need you to do this. Like, go to my Facebook page, like my post about the announcement about the book, share a comment, and then comment on it, and then share it to your page, so it can continue to travel for the algorithms. Like I said, one of our elders in the church said for something to stay at the top of the news feed in Facebook or the algorithm, you have to do the trifecta. You have to like it, you have to comment underneath it, then you share it. You have to do all three. Then what we want today is everyone to get to see the announcement, and you guys would help with doing that, Oh, it's not shareable. Oh, whoa. So let me go. I don't know why my Facebook page does that. Let me go make it shareable right now, right? And I'll come right back. All right. All right. Watch this. Hopefully, is it possible to do it without jumping off? I guess not. Oh, I know what I can do. I can. No, I need to do it from my phone. All right. I'll be right back, family.